Hi, everyone. I'm Sister Carla Popes. I am a sister of the presentation. As the years move on, I realize more and more of all the wonderful blessings that I have been given through God's call. And one in particularly is serving the people of God right where I am. I'd like to share with you what it is that continues to compel me for the ministry that I have been called to do. And I would say, hands down, it has to deal with the relationships that have developed over the years and the compelling story of these relationships and the life of our foundress, Nano Nagel. I have found these relationships have developed both in ordinary and extraordinary ways. I have come to know the heart of God's people by getting to know them and becoming part of the ordinary ways that God works in our lives. It happens when we gather for Eucharist, visiting families in their homes and the sick in their care centers, helping parents recognize their God-given call to be models of faith in everyday life, and waiting with others during times of deep anguish and suffering. And I've met God in extraordinary ways in others. When people were there, just there, and meet people the way they are, this is what I tried to do without judgment. When I recall going into St. Mary's Church one morning when I first came here, and as I entered and got up about the third step, and I heard crying out, and I thought, oh dear God, what is this? As I was moved forward, I know by the Spirit of God. I stood in the doorway and I looked, and a young man was in deep pain, crying out, God, help me, somebody help me. And at first I thought, oh, what am I going to do? And then our eyes met. It wasn't long, and he said, I got to talk to a priest. And I said, there's not a priest but 14 miles from here. And then I said, I could listen to you. And he quieted. And shortly we came over to the office, and I sat by him and I listened for quite a while as he wept and shared. And in the end of it all, I thought, I wonder what I did. But he put his arm on my arm and he said, thank you for listening. Today you have been the face of God for me. What a humbling experience. And of course, the garden. I have to talk about that beautiful garden. I have met more people at that garden. Some I know, some I never met until they stopped. We've had some wonderful conversations. What a gift. That has really become for me, in all those conversations, amazing things and holy ground for sure. The more I reflect on the life of our foundress, Nano Nagel, the more I am moved by her ability to find Christ in everyone she met. It didn't matter who it was, if it was the poorest of the poor, if it was someone who was rich, a banker, a drug addict, an immigrant, anyone, an alcoholic, a prostitute. She met them with the eyes of Christ. She only saw Christ. And today, need still calls loudly, and I must go out to the winding lanes of Fayette, Buchanan, and Clayton counties in northeast Iowa. Without a doubt, it was the way Nano related to everyone she encountered, no matter what their life story was, that mattered most. Because to Nano, she saw everyone she met as Christ. I long to become more and more like Nano, as need still calls loudly for me to go out, and I must see Christ.